Okay, what is up, everybody? In today's video, I'm gonna be going over my two favorite movies of that I've seen, and I joined this game like a few seconds late. Like you can see the score; they haven't captured B yet, so it's pretty, it just began. So my two favorite movies. Now, these are, like, they're not listed, like, one's better than the other. It's just, like, if, like, they're my two favorite. Like, I'll watch them, like, if they're on TV, I'll watch them. If I have both of them on DVD and Blu-ray. So, like, if I feel like it, I'll watch them anytime, and I'll always do it with, like, a smile on my face, and I'll always enjoy the movie. And, so, my two favorite movies are Forrest Gump, and I'm just gonna like go over a quick review of one, and I'll tell you the other one in a minute. But Forrest Gump came out in like 1996 or the mid 90s. Stars Tom Hanks, I don't know the girl's name, Gary Sinise, and Sally Fields, basically, and some other girl that I really don't know her name, and that makes it look bad. But anyway, Tom Hanks plays Forrest Gump. He has a disability. He's not retarded. He might have like a form of autism. And it begins in the 40s or the 50s, probably the 40s. So they don't have like a bunch of technology. So Forrest is like the most like caring person. He was raised like in like the South. So like, this is gonna sound weird, but like he's not racist, and he loves everybody, and like he loves this one girl named Jenny. And since he's like special, when his first day of school, he was basically like casted out, and like he was on the bus and everything, and nobody wanted to sit with him except one girl. Her name is Jenny, and she's the main character that I don't know her name. So he ends up liking her, and he cares about her a lot. And throughout the movie, she's mentioned. They don't have a lot of parts in the middle of the movie, but he's doing a lot. But she's like, it focuses around Jenny. I mean, around Forrest, but like, there's a few parts where it goes to Jenny's point of view and like what she's doing. And so, Forrest plays football, and if like, it's like saying that run Forrest run, because Jenny and Forrest were walking home one day and bullies were riding their bikes and like throwing rocks at Forrest, and he has like these he had like a crooked back, so he had like leg I don't know what to call them, braces, and he broke out of them, and now he's like one of the fastest people in the county, and that plays a bigger role throughout the movie, which is great. And he plays football because he can run so fast. He goes to college on a football scholarship for 5 years, which is kind of funny. And then he gets drafted. Or he doesn't get drafted. He gets, well, an army recruiter comes up to him after he graduates college and says, like, have you thought about your career? And then he joins the army, and he goes to boot camp and meets a man named Bubba, and Benjamin Blue, I think, but his name is Bubba, and they become friends. It's like that Jenny thing, like the first day of school, like they were on a bus going to like wherever, and nobody wanted to sit with them except Bubba, and it goes through like where he was at boot camp and everything, and then excuse me, and then he goes to Vietnam, like, and obviously that was like in the 60s and began in the 40s, so he's around like 20. So he goes to Vietnam with Bubba, and they're in like the same platoon and everything, and that's where you meet Lieutenant Dan, played by Gary Sinise, or I think that's how you say his last name. That's where you meet Lieutenant Dan. He spends, I don't know how long he spends in Vietnam. He spends a couple years, but I think he spends a couple years. He might spend a week, but I don't know. So they're on patrol one day, and after it rained and rained and rained, and they get ambushed by the Vietnamese, and he gets separated because he runs. Jenny, before he went to war, Jenny says, no matter what, don't try to be a hero, just run. So, they're gonna attack and they retreat, and Forrest just sprints past everybody, and then he like turns around and he tries to go after Bubba because he left him behind. And through that, he rescues a bunch of people that they've mentioned. No big characters, but there's a couple funny scenes that like introduces them, which is funny. But he ends up saving them, and he ends up saving Lieutenant Dan. And Lieutenant Dan either got shot or like an artillery round like hit him by his legs, and his legs get like all messed up. But he ends up saving Lieutenant Dan. But Lieutenant Dan didn't want to be saved. He wanted to be left behind because all his ancestors died in the previous wars. And there's a funny scene where they mention that, when you first meet Lieutenant Dan. So he ends up finding Bubba, and Bubba actually got shot. And spoiler alert, Bubba dies. And he gets really sad by that. And he goes to a hospital in Vietnam, and he gets bonked by Lieutenant Dan. And Lieutenant Dan lost both of his legs, and he's like in depression because he didn't want Forrest to save him, and through that he lost his legs. And by saving all these people, Forrest won the Medal of Honor. And then while he's in the hospital, he learns to play ping pong by one of the soldiers. He learns to play ping pong. And this game, I think, is almost over. We have 4 minutes to wrap this up. Wrap up part 1 at least. And he ends up playing ping pong. That plays a major role. He goes to camps, plays ping pong for the injured soldiers. And after that, he Bubba was a big shrimper. That's what he did before he went into the war. And while they were in Vietnam, he said to Bubba that Bubba wanted to start a shrimping company with Forrest, and Forrest could be his first mate. So he promised Bubba that he would do that, and then he lost my train of thought. Where was I? He goes home after playing ping pong for a long time. He sees his mom again, and they're all aging and everything. And then you see Jenny a couple times throughout, when he's in Vietnam and a couple other parts, and she's doing drugs and stuff because it's the 60s. And she's traveled throughout. She was in California. Now they're in DC. And Forrest got shot in the butt when he was in Vietnam rescuing Lieutenant Dan. And I think it was John. Who was it? It was one of the presidents. I forgot who it was. He's in the Medal of Honor from one of the presidents, and he's I would like to see your wound. And I don't think he knew he was shot in the butt. And Forrest pulls his butt in front of the president. And he walks away. But that was pretty funny. And so they're in DC. Jenny's part of the Black Panthers, which is Forrest. One of the Black Panthers hits Jenny, and Forrest beats the living crap out of him. He jumps over a table and keeps punching him. That was hilarious. Now that I'm thinking about it. But they're in DC. He meets Lieutenant Dan because he goes on the Bob Parker show. I think that's what it is. He meets John Lennon, which is on there. Then he sees Lieutenant Dan in the back alley. He hangs out with Lieutenant Dan. They go to a New Year's Eve party, and Lieutenant Dan introduces him to some hookers, and they have a really intimate part. And then I forgot how he got the money. Well, Forrest ends up buying a shrimping boat, which is crap. He names it Jenny after his love in life. And then he sees Lieutenant Dan, and Lieutenant Dan promised him to be his first mate when he gets the boat, and he did. And they go shrimping, but a hurricane comes in, and they end up surviving the hurricane, but no other shrimping boats make it through the hurricane except Jenny, and they end up bubblegum shrimp is what they got in Forest words. That's gonna wrap up part 1, and I haven't even gotten to my favorite parts of the movie, really. That was only like half of the movie, no joke. So that's gonna be part 1, and part 2 is gonna have probably the ending of Forrest Gump, and then you get to hear about my next favorite movie. So if you enjoyed the video, do whatever you want in the comments, and look forward to part 2. Thanks for watching.